Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Transparent Podcast. I have a very special guest with me today. Could you introduce yourself, let everyone know your name and where you're from?
Of course. My name is Ayla, and I'm from Colorado. I moved around a bunch, but I'm back again, and I'm 24, and I'm a model here.
Sweet. So how long have you been doing modeling?
I started when I was 13, and then I took a little bit of a break, so just over 11 years.
Okay, so yeah, you've been doing that for a while.
Yes.
So, what was that, like 2010, 2009-ish?
Yeah.
Roughly?
Yeah, when I started.
Okay, cool. So how was it growing up in Colorado?
I actually moved when I was 6 months old, and I grew up in Seattle, Washington, and I loved it. It was amazing. I absolutely loved the people and the community and not like the weather, but the actual like surrounding environment. You have the city, you have a beach, and you have mountains in a really short drive, and I loved it.
Wow.
But I had to come back to the sunshine.
Oh yeah, I definitely get it. So Seattle and then Colorado. So excuse me. So when you got to Colorado, what was it like, or I guess the adjustment? Was there any adjustment moving here?
Kind of. There was a little bit of adjustment as far as like any move, but not necessarily to the state. I've been coming here my whole life, so I just was moving essentially back home. So it was like a deep breath of fresh air. I moved back from South Carolina because at that point I was there, so I kind of just had been waiting to get back to somewhere like Colorado or Seattle.
Okay. Nice. So could you let everyone know, for if this is their first time like watching you, what all is it that you do? Exactly.
That's a pretty long list.
Yeah.
I have an office job where I manage at a moving company. I also model and I also act. And then on top of that, I'm the full-time mom of twins as well. So, Pretty busy schedule.
I have to ask, because not a lot of people have twins, but what is it like being a mom of twins?
It's great. I wasn't supposed to be able to have children. I was supposed to be infertile because of a surgery that saved my life. So I am missing all my reproductive organs on the left side and a bunch of things, and they said I wouldn't be able to have kids. So honestly, when I found out that I was going to be able to have kids, it was great.
Yeah.
And they're very challenging, but I'll take it over, not being able to have any children at all.
Wow.
And they are, now that they're 4.5, like they have personalities and they play with each other and they absolutely are independent people without me. So I absolutely love that.
No, that's really. And for the twins, is it boy, girl, or?
They're both girls.
Both girls. Okay.
And they're not identical. They just both girls.
Okay. Wow. So, mom life, acting, art, like you do a little bit of everything.
Yes.
Could you let everyone know? Are you a vegan?
Yes,
And
I am.
Would you mind debunking the difference between vegan and vegetarian, please?
Of course. So like vegetarian includes animal products, but just not meat itself. However, vegetarian would, eggs, cheese, all of that is acceptable. Now in veganism, none of that is anything that comes from an animal at all is something that you would avoid.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you for clearing that up.
Of course.
When did this start for you, and like how long have you been on this path? Yeah.
I went vegetarian for the first time at 7 because I found out what eating animals was, and I decided not to eat them anymore. And then I went vegan probably like 4 years after that for the first time.
Yeah.
And then I quit all of it in college and ate everything. And then when I had my kids, I was doing a bunch of research on nutrition when I was starting to feed them. Okay. And I realized that in fact I was going to go vegetarian again, and then it's really easy for me not to eat meat because I hardly eat that anyway. Yeah. So I just also cut that out as well, largely for the Sustainability Act, as well as like I really love animals, every animal, and so I guess like my heart.
Yeah. Hey, we love animals as well.
Yes.
Maybe not as much as
no.
But we do love animals. So sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Also, I wanted to touch on, so with like I would say the financial aspect of what you do. This may be an area where there's not a lot of light
Yes.
shown on it. And you know, we're here in this little safe space in Colorado Springs on Transparent Podcast. Could you possibly just kind of share a little bit about what, you know, maybe we don't hear about, or the typical person doesn't see, who may possibly be interested in getting into the, for lack of better words, industry that you are in?
Of course. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot in the modeling industry that you don't really know about until you either get signed or if you're doing it freelance. But either way, there's just a lot of different aspects that I guess aren't well known.
Yeah.
And the payment is quite crazy. Everybody's hired as an independent contractor. So you're not actually employed through any agency ever. You're just an independent contractor who signed with them. So your payments are usually at a bare minimum 30 days after each job, if not more like 60, because they have to first bill the client for the work that you did, and then they have to get the money, and then they take their percentage, and then you get your money. So it's quite a long game. And then I also think generally people think that in modeling you get paid very well, which you do, but only for specific type of work, you know? So like lifestyle photo shoots, e-commerce photo shoots, those make a lot more money than necessarily high fashion or something like runway, which are the more, I guess, like desirable positions, but they don't make nearly what the other areas of modeling do. And the same kind of with beauty. And I guess all of that kind of affects how much you make on each job, you know, depending on the client.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. You know, she just touched on it a little bit, but like you said, that may be something you may not know, like the common person. But yeah, that's that's a lot of days after you do your work to actually do it.
And no castings are paid either. So every time you go to like a casting to apply for a job or to hope that you get a job, none of that's paid. That's all just something that you have to go do on your own free time, you know? Yeah. And then if you are to book the job, you know, generally they're so well paying that it's even worth the castings you might not have gotten financially.
Yeah.
But I do think as well, a lot of people don't know, so you think you'd be paid for all the castings you go to, all the hours you put in, but overall you put in way more hours than you end up, you know, getting paid for. A lot of it is like you work really hard and put in a lot of hours so you can end up getting the one or two good photo shoots that will make you a little bit more money.
Wow. So there's kind of a balance, I guess, like, you know, outside looking in perspective one, maybe these people make all this money, XYZ, look at them. Perspective two is, you know, you had to jump through so many hoops and work hard to even get to that spot to get that one paycheck.
Yes.
So for those of you watching, you know, it's a little bit more than what meets the eye.
Yes.
But two, you know, at the end of the day, you know,
it's definitely worth it for sure.
Yeah.
You know, because when you do book good jobs, I mean, some of them are only 3 or 4 hours, and you'll leave with $1,200 from that 3 or 4 hour job, and then it's worth, you know, any casting you might not have gotten before, because hourly you made so much per hour in that time, you know.
Kind of compensates in a sense.
Definitely. It's just if you don't book any jobs, then you won't make anything.
Sorry again, but no, yeah, that's definitely interesting. I didn't know that about you know, like modeling and things like that. But that's definitely a good little nugget to keep in mind, especially if anyone is, you know, looking to maybe get into something like that. Yeah. Just know that there's a little give and take.
Definitely. It's the long game. Everything takes a really long time in modeling. You'll find out about things last minute, but then I would refer to it as like you wait and wait and wait to hurry up. And then you wait and wait and wait to hurry up again. You know? Yeah. It's like really rushed, and then you just gotta wait.
No, I hear you. For those watching too, are you married, single?
I am married, yeah.
Okay, how long have you been married for?
I've only been married for about a year, but I've been with my husband for 7 years. Okay. So quite a while.
Shout out to the husband?
Yes, he's fantastic. Very lucky. He's with the kids right now.
Yeah, the twins.
Yes.
Shoot, so you do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Obviously you're a hard worker. I wanted to kind of direct, like, if there's any moms out there, specifically,
Mm-hmm.
you being a mom, obviously, like, you guys do a lot of stuff that maybe the dads don't realize, maybe other people don't.
Yeah.
And I personally feel you guys don't get the credit you deserve. Because I seen a mom in action. It literally took me one time, and I was like, yo, and like she was like driving and then like reaching back and doing this, and then like she gave the kid ice cream and then it spilled, and then she had to like, and I was like, yo, like it's so much. But could you give any words of encouragement to like moms out there that are just like doing the typical everyday mom life, and you maybe feeling a little burnt out and maybe don't have too much help, because there may be single moms out there as well.
Yes.
But could you just give them like a little?
Definitely. It gets easier. It gets much easier the older they get. And also, I can say they will go to school at some point, and that will be what saves you. Because once they go to school, you have a little bit of time to actually catch up on everything else and get everything else that you need done.
Sweet. So for you moms out there, take those little gems. If there's anyone out there that wants to, I don't know, either link in with you for photo shoots, things like that, business, or they just want to follow your page, you want to shout anything out?
AYLALIESMA. Okay.
Alright, so we'll definitely plug all her stuff in. That way you guys can check out the work. Do you have any lastly, do you have any like goals for the next, I don't know, within the next 5 years or so that you would like to accomplish or anything?
Oh, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I think like ever since my kids got to 4.5, my main goal has been to try every single thing that I've ever been interested in and see what sticks.
Ooh,
so far, all of it's stuck, which is why I'm too busy. But I think that's really my goal for the next 5 years, is to like find the exact things that are my passions and to really hone in on those specific things and just dive deeper into those areas instead of taking on a bunch of new things.
Master the craft.
Yes, exactly. Because there's a lot of different crafts right now that I intend on hopefully mastering.
Sweet.
So I think that's just my main goal.
Sweet. I mean, we definitely appreciate you coming on. I know
it was so hard to get me in.
It's all good.
It was such a struggle between jobs running late and castings and my kids. It was like the planning, but I made it here today.
Made it.
Yes,
exactly.
Despite crazy hours today, woke up at 4:30, but I'm here.
But you, like, twins, everything you're doing, like, you made it. So
I did make it. I was going to make it
no
this time. I was like, absolutely, no matter what I have to do, I will be there. Whether it's late, whether it's early, I will be here today.
Yeah, so definitely shout out to her. Like, that's some ingenuity, effort, and, like,
thank you.
I will make it happen.
Yeah.
So I definitely appreciate that. And do you have any final little shout outs, or maybe want to say hi to the twins' husband or someone, or anyone to me? Be out there.
Twins.
There it is.
But I do also just want to say thank all of you for joining in and listening to me chat about my life as well.
There it is. Well, thank you for coming on. We really do appreciate it. Like really,
Of
really
course.
appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys for having me and for hosting me and bringing me water so I wasn't dehydrated.
He's funny. She's funny. But yeah, thank you for coming on. We appreciate it. We appreciate you guys watching. And we want to thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Transparent Podcast. Like, comment, share the video, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.